Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Calgary Barbell. My name is Bryce, and I need a haircut. Today we're going to talk about the last heavy week of training before the taper, leading into nationals. So I'm really excited about how this week went. I ended up getting pretty close to second attempts, if not a little bit above, on all my singles, and they were in the sort of 8.5 to 9 RPE range, which I'm really happy with. Everything points towards me being able to achieve the goals that I have set for myself at nationals, and that makes me pretty unbelievably happy. So we'll see how it all comes together on the day. I think there's probably only been once or maybe twice where I've actually hit everything I go in planning to hit. A lot of times things change on the day. You either feel stronger than you thought or weaker than you thought. You know, there are conditions outside of your control, be it different rack, different platform, dents in the platform, foot slipping, whatever. And that's part of the sport of competing. You gotta be able to adapt and be a good enough and adaptable enough lifter to make up for those things, as opposed to just going for what you had planned and making excuses about it later. So to get into this week's lifting, I worked up through a bunch of squat singles on Monday, the heaviest of which was 363 kilos. So I went 342.5 for my first one, which is gonna be my opener. Took that again today, and it moved like it should. It was a bit of a rocket. But yeah, working up to my first single over or at 800 pounds in the squat. Felt really good. Definitely felt really heavy still. Not completely acclimated to, just having that much weight on my back. The walkout and re-rack were probably by far the worst part of that. The squat itself was pretty good, actually. And after that, I took my first equipped squat PR, all-time PR, that I've hit in a long time. I hit 317.5 for a set of 5 at a 9 RPE. So those moved really, really well. I got a little fired up, was yelling and screaming during the set, but hey, we're just having fun, Bench was an absolute amazing, that was probably the best I've ever benched in a shirt ever, period, on Monday. So worked up, and I think 230 was just it was just dumb and disrespectful. It just might as well have been an empty bar with how well it moved. 235 was really, really good. And 240 was not a good rep, not technically well performed, but it still moved pretty fast. I called it a 9 RP. And then 220 for a set of 5, which is also kind of a cool milestone. So needless to say, the first equipped session of the week went really, really well. And leading into this week, I was still feeling really fresh. Now, after that week, feeling a little bit more beat up, but I think that's really okay given where we are in the training cycle. My day 2, I came in and did some deadlift singles again, sort of starting at my opener, which is gonna be 360. Called that about a 7.5 RP. Took a single at 370, and then finished with my heaviest of the block, kind of following the trend here, but 380 for a single at, I called it a 9. So, I need another 20 kilos. That's the goal. That's the plan with that. So, is it there? I don't know. Was it there that day? Who knows? We'll see what happens on Friday, but I'm really hopeful. I think that at the very least, I'll be able to take a PR, something in the 392 to 397 range. And if the stars align, I'm going to put 400 on the bar. I'm going to do it. Give it a shot. That'll be the heaviest pull in CPU history, which is kind of cool. And if I can put everything together, should be a nice big beefy total as well. Pin press that day, nothing too crazy, 175 kilos for a single at about an 8.5. And given that was my comp max not long ago, I feel pretty good about that. Pin press, less than maximal RPE, so good stuff there. My raw comp squat, again, really, really happy, really excited about this. It was 250 for a set of 5 on my top set, and it moved well. It moved really, really well. My best ever squat, in my opinion, raw, in terms of any sort of volume PR or anything like that, was 272.5 kilos for a set of 5. And that was a 10.5 RP. There's no way I should have been able to do that. I misloaded the bar, did 2 and was like, oh God, this feels heavy. And then finished the set of 5 and was like, damn, I suck today. Looked at my book and realized it should have been 10 kilos lighter than that. But needless to say, that's still in the back of my mind as something that I'm chasing with my raw squat. So who knows, hopefully we'll get there. But I think that's a really, really good step, sort of solid step in the right direction. Now, this is where I started to trim a little bit of volume out of the tail end of the week because I want to make sure that I'm feeling good, recovered, and relatively fresh. So I did trim a little bit of volume from the tail end of the week. I didn't do my drop set there. I did some comp bench right after that, worked up to 155. Normally, I would do a top set at 8 and then 3 repeats. This day I only did 2. I was using my velocity measurements to, as soon as I dropped below 0.2 meters per second as a minimum in the set, I just called it. So I ended up cutting 1 set out of that too. Did my pin presses, and then deadlift with chains. Again, like I haven't been on my day 4 for most of this block, so it's been kind of tough mentally, but I've come around to the fact that I'm just at this point in this block for whatever reason, whether it's fatigue, whether it's mental, whether it's being relatively non-responsive, whether it's that I started the block too heavy in that movement, whatever, it just is in there. So I pulled like 300 kilos with chains, which is still like 343 at the top, and then like a set at 250 and called it, and just kind of like let it be what it was. I didn't get bent out of shape about it. I didn't overshoot. Warm-ups felt a little slow, a little sluggish, and I knew I didn't need to push it. So after that, really happy, really proud of this though. I hit 200 kilos for a raw mid-range pin press. Now my mid-range pin press is probably about a 1 board, a little more than a 1 board. So to be handling that kind of weight raw right now is, in any capacity, even if it's not full range of motion, feels really cool. It was slow, it was definitely 10 RP, but at no point did I feel like, oh shit, I'm gonna miss this, It was one of those reps where you're like, yeah, it moved slow, but it didn't feel that heavy. One of those sort of good confidence builders, so I felt really good about that. Finished up my pin press and skipped front squats, so that was it. And that was honestly, as far as training goes, that's pretty much the end of prep. So I came in today and I did my openers. We'll talk a little bit about that in the meet wrap up, I think Dylan and I decided. And everything moved really well, to give you kind of a quick summary of that. That's been the theme of this whole block, is everything moved really well. Things felt super good. Everything was really good. But hey, I'll take it. I think that's a big win. This training cycle has been a big win. So I'm really happy, I'm really excited, I'm really confident, and looking forward to it. So that's about it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked it. Thanks for keeping up with the training. This is it's like the third or fourth nationals that you guys have kind of all followed along for. So it's really cool that people care that much about watching me lift weights. But hopefully it's been enlightening for your guys' training. Hopefully all the people watching have maybe been able to pick up a thing or two, or take some sort of takeaway even from these training logs. And yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'm really looking forward to it. So by the time you guys watch this video, hopefully I've done well. Hopefully I made everybody proud. Hopefully I pulled 400 kilos and had a big total and was very excited about that. And if not, hopefully I learned a thing or two. It's really weird doing this retrospective before I compete, but hey, that's YouTube for you. I don't know. I'm gonna sign off now. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.